It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show.
G'day, podcaster. Boy, is it skeleton staff today. Nobel, Ben and myself are still here, and Scudda working from home. The rest of the crew are on.
Yeah, we were worried about Scudda because Newman told us that he passed out and had a blood test. But I think we all thought he was like at home or at the shops minding his own business. He then passed out.
He had a blood test. He had some horrible disease.
Yes.
Scud only has a few weeks to live.
But it's not that. Luckily,
it's not that.
It's he had a blood test and passed out from the needle.
Yeah. Which is weak.
Very weak. I mean, my wife Sam at the moment, she's pregnant with our second child, and she gets blood tests like every week. I mean, that's extreme, but she gets blood tests. I think it's like you get blood tests.
She comes in every week. They say, we don't need to keep doing this. She says, just to prove how good I am with needles. Check some blood.
But no, she did so when the baby turns 26 weeks, you got to do the blood glucose test to see if you have gestational diabetes. So like you can be not diabetic, but some people, when they become pregnant, they get gestational diabetes.
So do you just get it for the period you're pregnant?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And then I think the reason that's a problem is if you get it, the baby can grow faster. So they've got to track the baby doesn't get too big before you give birth.
Oh, geez, that's a whole new fear unlocked type thing, right?
Totally, yeah. So she had the test, all good, passed it. But Sam said they took 6 vials of blood.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and the way they do it is they take 2 vials of blood, then they give you this super sugary drink to spike your glucose. She said it tastes horrible. She said the first time she did it, she said it was horrible, but at least it was cold. This time they mixed it up in front of her and gave it to her warm.
Real warm. Why can't you can't have a packet of Tim Tams or something?
Yeah,
fun?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess because it needs to be like the control. Like it needs to be like a certain
It's like
amount.
specifically that amount of sugar, yeah.
And then they take 2 more vials at the 1 hour and they take 2 more vials at the 2 hour.
Jeez, you got to do so much stuff when you're pregnant.
A lot of stuff.
You just don't even think about that stuff.
Yeah.
I did call Scudda weak, even though he is a strong person. I'll let it be known on the record that I have also passed out from taking blood.
I saw it.
Yeah, and that's not like I was afraid of the needle. Like I was actively donating blood, and it wasn't the first time I'd done that. But I just didn't eat that day. And that's enough. That's sometimes enough to go down. You know, that's enough to go down. But I also passed out one time. I had an MRI where they put the ink in.
Oh, you've done that?
I've done that. And it's a weird sensation. You feel like you're weeing yourself. Like you really do. Maybe I was weeing myself.
You feel like you're weeing yourself?
Yep. Like, you know, the warm sensation when you wee your pants?
You feel it going to your veins?
Yeah, it's like because the ink is going, and it was around that region because it was like, do I have a hernia around there? This is when I was like 16 or something. I was like playing soccer.
Yeah.
And so the ink was in, went in the machine, it whizzed for say half an hour.
You were in there for half an hour?
Yeah, you got to go in there for a while.
I thought it was like one whiz and you're out.
To be fair, I think it was, my head wasn't in the whizzy. It was more just my junk. My dick was in the whizzer.
Sick.
This is the name of the podcast today. No, it was, but I think I actually watched this thing, Jeremy Frimpong.
And no hernia?
It was like a small hernia.
Does that go away with time?
Yeah, it was just a small operation. Like it was
you had an operation on a hernia?
Yeah, this has been my second time ever under.
So first time was hernia, this time's on Tuesday coming up is for the
TV camera up my coit,
up your Russell.
Yeah, right up there. So I have been under one time. Have you been under?
Never fully asleep. No, I've been like local, to get the wisdom teeth out. But
yes, this will be my second time fully under. Looking forward to that. But where was I going with this? Oh this is what I was going to say. Jeremy Frimpong, a new signing for Liverpool. Very exciting. He's rapid, right back replacing Trent. Pretty cool. But he, I was watching his. They
push up the ground. You know, a bit of a striker when they need him.
Yeah, mate, he can do it all.
Thought so.
It's going to be pretty rapid. Like him and Mo on the same side. It's a bit of a piss take. And we've just signed Florian Wirtz this morning as well from Leverkusen. That's their two best players. They won the Bundesliga, not the most recent season, but the season before that.
Yeah.
which is saying something because Bayern
guess,
Munich win every year.
You freed up a bit of cash when you lost Alexander Arnold.
Well, yeah, we didn't get a transfer fee, annoyingly. Well, he went 1 week early and we got like 10 million quid or something. But you would save on wages, I suppose. So that's good. But yeah, Liverpool are like literally spending money for the first time. Pretty much like proper money since I've been a fan. This is like this is like unheard of. They're just like really putting their hands in their pocket, just going nuts at the moment, which is awesome. But I come back to this because I was watching the Frimpong's first day. They just do these like 10-minute YouTube videos and it's like walking around. They like sign and they do the medicals and stuff. And he was in the Wizzy like full body for a whole hour.
What are they scanning for?
Well, I suppose when someone's literally paying like £130 million for your body, like they want to make sure that it's primo.
Make sure there's no hernias.
If there's a hernia or you're doing wet shit, so they want to know. They want to know everything. So they scan everything. But that would be hard. I know people. If you had like a brain tumor or something, you'd have to get used to that. You'd be in those things all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was getting at, I'm all over the shop here. I had the thing, was in there for half an hour.
Yep.
Not my head, so that was okay. Came out, was walking out, and then when I was paying at the
This is for the hernia?
Yep.
You said you were 16.
When my mum was paying at the
Right.
desk.
Okay. Yep.
When I was with my mum, looking at her for her to give my Medicare stuff, my mum was there. I passed out.
You passed out of the desk.
Passed out at the desk, and I woke up in a bed, and someone got me a Subway 6-inch, which is enough to bring any man back to life. But yeah, so I remember that I passed out that, and I think I passed out probably 3 times with needles.
Wow.
But yeah,
I've never passed out.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Very strong. If
we could do it, I'd be happy to face a series of tests that would make people pass out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I need to start giving blood again. I think when we move and do the show back from Adelaide, there's actually a blood bank like right next door. I think we should make a pact. We should do like Blood Day Tuesday or something. I don't know. Like,
every Tuesday.
Well, I don't think you can do it every Tuesday. I think you need a couple of weeks to well, maybe that's the series of tests you could do. You could go to different blood banks with different names and give blood every single day.
How long? Blood race. Who could donate the most?
Because you have 7 pints in you. You give one pint.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's 7 or 9 pints of blood in you.
Your body makes it again
real quick. I think you can't do it every week, but I'm pretty sure your body would make that blood back in like a day.
Yep.
I'm pulling this out of my ass, but from memory.
Got rare blood.
Yeah, O positive.
See, I got O negative.
They need it.
So mine's super common.
Let me look that up. What is the most positive? So were you saying the other day, because I saw on the news you need O positive, and I'm like, that's me.
Yeah, so I think I was going off of what you were saying, but there's the universal one, which means your blood type can go in anybody. Anybody's body will accept your blood type. Whereas I've got O negative, which is it can only go into other O negatives, but it's pretty common.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of the more basic B ones.
Okay, no, O positive is not a rare blood type. In fact, it's the most common.
So that's what I have.
No, I think that's what I've got.
No, I've also got that.
Well, we're both bog standard, bro.
Blood brothers.
About 40% of the population have that.
Right, and what's the rare one? O negative.
Okay, so, oh my God, it's so complicated. So O positive gives O positive, A positive, B positive, AB positive, O positive, O negative. So that's pretty good, actually. I think a lot of people have it, but it gives a lot.
Yeah.
O negative you can give to everyone.
That's sick.
And you can only receive O negative. So that's actually kind of shit for you. It's cool for others, but it's not good for you. So O negative is actually so we both have the same pretty bog standard blood. My wife does as well. I checked. I was with my mum on the weekend. She was like, I don't know what I am. And I said, I took her phone and I like tapped it twice. You know, you can get the medic ID because that's what I put. So if I hold my phone like that, ready, and then see that it's medic ID and emergency call, I swipe across on. You should.
I turned it off.
So then it says height, 7 foot,
huge.
It says weight, 77 kilos, blood type O positive. So then if they need a blood match,
right.
And then I looked at my mum.
I turned that off. I didn't want that on my phone.
Yeah, but it's more just. It's only good for you if you're in an accident.
I just don't want to give them that much control. See, mine hasn't got it.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 kids, but they might want to see you around after. I don't know. You got one and a kid in buff like a buffer.
I mean, my dad wouldn't have that on his phone.
Well, but yeah, I know.
I'm
sure you.
I'm just.
I get it, but I'm sure
he said the example.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'd prefer him not to be dead.
No,
Like,
totally.
If push came to shove, if you're
Totally.
like, yeah.
But in my head, though, Dad could have any blood, right? He'd be,
Yeah, he'd probably,
you know, like as his son, I'm like, oh, Dad'd be all right. Just give him some blood.
Just give him some blood. Yeah, well, I said to Mum, because I did hers and hers wasn't in there, it just said celiacs. And I'm like, Mum, if they're going to scrape you off the side of the road, it's not going to matter if they can't give you a biscuit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like they just want to know what blood you are. But then I also said to Sarah, and she said, she's a nurse, and she was like, it's like it takes like 2 seconds to find that out. It's not a big deal.
The blood type.
Yeah, she said they'd just do a quick test and they'd find out pretty quick. And I was like,
right.
well, we might not have that much time. I don't know.
True.
Better to be safe than sorry. I think there's a thing, if this is kind of a sad area, but if you have like leukemia, like blood cancer, some people have full blood transfusions. So like and like the whole.
They drain it out.
Everything, and it's all new. Like
and that gets rid of it?
No, it's like part of a long, grueling process of like, you know, it's the it's the chemo, everything.
Right.
And then, but someone I know had that. And I think sometimes it can change like your whole
personality.
Well, I don't know. I think it's more like, I don't know if you can change, I don't know if it's possible to change blood type, but it's like, I don't know. I'm saying a lot of medical things that aren't backed up in this. This is not Huberman Lab. This is just the Ben Lehman Bell off-air podcast.
Actually, I heard a wild medical fact that I thought was insane. So, we know microplastics are everywhere these days.
Of course.
Like,
apparently tons
everywhere.
in chewies.
Yep.
And I feel heaps guilty now when I have a chewy. I think I'm like, oh, I'm getting all microplastics in my nuts.
This year I was like, I'm going to have less coffee, have more tea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out how much microplastics in tea bags.
So much
so
sense.
now I'm on the loose leaf train.
Yep.
But microplastics, they're in everything. Do your best to try and avoid them. Obviously, sometimes you can't. But there's been all these studies. They've found it in the brain, heart, liver, testicles, penis.
Apparently, tons in
ovaries.
testicles, right? Like,
Yep.
that's like, and it's
Loves
like,
it. Loves it. Loves going
To
there.
be fair, if I was a microplastic, pretty cool place to hang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally.
And so they found it, and there's all these headlines. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's in the brain, it's everywhere." The most recent one they did, and I was like, "That's shocking," but that's just the world we live in. There was a newborn baby, and I've forgotten the word for it, but when a newborn baby does its first poo, so it's about 24 hours
it's
after
a
it
weird
starts
thing,
with an M.
Yeah.
It's like a black kind of tarry poo.
Yeah.
They tested that, and it had microplastics in it.
Shit.
So because there's microplastics in the mum, it's going into the baby, and then the baby's got microplastics in it. Isn't that wild?
I mean, it makes sense, I suppose.
It makes sense.
That's why you can't drink, or there's there's an episode of South Park, the Crack Baby episode,
Yes.
which is obviously a very sad, real thing, but it's sort of, I suppose you can have, microplastic babies.
Yes.
I mean, the brutal reality is you will probably be having a microplastic baby soon.
I'm sure,
and I'm sure, maybe, hopefully, if I'm lucky, I will one day.
To be fair, though, we do our best. We got an air filter at home.
And you got a good chopping board. I know that.
Yeah, got a really good chopping board.
Really good one.
Which I'm excited about because we're going back home to Adelaide. And I bought the chopping board from a guy in Adelaide, Chopper Block. This is unsponsored. I did a lot of research on chopping boards.
Mm-hmm.
He, by far, had the best boards. They're a little exy, but this board's supposed to last you a literal lifetime.
How much are we talking for this board?
For a chopping board?
Mm-hmm.
$350.
I mean, it is obviously ridiculously expensive, but also if it's that lifetime guarantee type thing, people who can rinse through that in a weekend.
And it's one of those.
That
It's one
specific
of those purchases where I get joy from this thing. I genuinely like the chopping board. I like knowing that it's healthy and safe. I also like maintaining it. Like I deep clean it and then I wax it probably every month.
Shit, really?
But the guy's guarantee is because it has a lifetime guarantee. We got it up on the screen there. Chopper Block. That's it. The best chopping boards going around.
So
And you can
funny
pick your
because
wood. You
can't-
can get Jarrah. You can get. Can we go timber types? Can you open up timber types?
Chopper Block. Chopper Block is a good name for a chopping board as well.
Tasmanian redwood, red gum,
Wow.
beefwood.
What'd you go?
Spotted
What'd you
gum.
go? Jarrah?
I didn't go Jarrah because Jarrah's a bit harder. I went red. Can you go down on the list? I went red gum.
Red gum. Oh, it's a 9.2
It's a
on
9.2.
on the power scale. It's pretty cool.
This would make
What
sense.
is this? A grey iron bank? That's 14. Wow.
Yeah, that's really hard.
What are you cutting on that? That's
See,
just like if you're like
that means so because that's so hard. The
dense.
board will the chopping board would need less maintenance, but it will blunt your knives quicker. Whereas if you go a really soft
I
wood,
see.
perhaps something like, can we scroll up on the chopping board meter?
I feel like I'm on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, like a carry, right? That's a 9.
Ah, nice.
That's going to need more maintenance, but it's not going to damage your knife as quick.
Do you remember, like we both used to live in Sydney. I used to live a little closer to the eastern suburbs at Centennial Park, and it's like I lived in a share house. Like it wasn't a particularly nice place, but it's a very yuppie suburb, I would say. Like anywhere around there is super yup. And there's a chicken shop called Char Grilled Charlie's, which is just, I mean, it's just your standard.
I thought that was in Greenwith.
No, that's Chicken Jim.
Right,
no,
sorry.
that's a proper honest chicken shop. That Char Grilled Charlie's is like
Franchisee.
it's like, well, yeah, it's like rich people cosplay at, as poor people going to chicken shop, basically. In fact, unfortunately there is a Char Grilled Charlie's in the suburb you live in.
There is, yeah, no,
there is.
Yeah, I frequent it.
You be okay, so whatever happened to you? Yeah. I don't know what the Gawler local chicken shop is, but no, to be fair, Char Grilled Charlie's it's kind of expensive, but it does. I mean, I would say it does have a lot more than your standard chicken shop. Like,
they're good salads, sides.
Yeah. And there was like Char Grilled Charlie Day. I remember they give you like a hat, and I mean, I was a fiend for it. It happened once a year. It was like half price.
Yeah.
And but anyway, the reason I bring it up is because that was kind of like walking distance from where I lived in. So here's all the suburbs it's in. Willara was the one that I was close to. But yeah, like Rose Bay, Randwick, like, I mean, come on. Coogee, Bondi.
Hey, why are we talking about Char Grilled Charlie's?
Because, once again, this has been very... I think Bell's good at just keeping us to the topic. Like, we're sort of just like all over the shop.
I want to come back to the boards in a second.
Yeah. So I think the first one was Willara there. That was the one. And they had photos of lots of celebrities in there, like Paris Hilton had been in there for a hot chook.
Yep.
Like, I think Jackie O might have been spotted in there once.
Yep.
Pretty cool. But there was a man at the front of that shop who would sharpen knives. He literally had a wheel. Like, I feel like you could only get away with that in like a really ritzy suburb, like Willara, or like, do you know what I mean? If there was a man sharpening a knife in a normal suburb, you'd call the police. But like this guy, he was like the knife sharpening man just on the side of the road, and people would bring their knives to him, and he was literally like a ye oldie kind of blacksmith, and he had like a wheel that would like sharpen them, and he would just do it out the back of his car, and like everyone was just cool with it.
I'm not very good at it, but I got a whetstone.
Oh, so you just like...
So I try and sharpen my own knives at home. It's like it's a block. It's quite heavy. You soak it in water so it's wet. That's why it's a whetstone. Yeah. And on one side it's a bit coarser, and the other side it's smoother. And there's a certain technique to sharpening your knives.
Very menacing, I'd imagine.
As in scary.
Yeah, like if someone would come over and you were just on the wet block, like, I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, and then I've got the other one. I've forgotten the name of it, but it's the one you hold in your hand, and it's kind of like a sword, and the chefs use them a lot.
Oh yeah, like
to keep the blade
the
true.
Stick. Yeah,
yeah.
The sharpening stick.
Yeah, but anyway,
you got a mortar and pestle at home?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you got to use it to grind up herbs and
such.
Or
such loose tea leaves. You'd have to grind them up pretty good.
So with the chopping board, excited to be going back to Adelaide because the guy who makes them is from Adelaide.
Yeah.
And he said if you bring the board back to him as much as you want, he'll service it. So he'll like,
oh really?
He'll buff it up, he'll sand it out, he'll get it all nice and smooth. So I'm excited to hopefully form a relationship with this guy.
I'll come in on like work on a Monday, and be like, someone's happy, and you'll be like, your lawn will be like perfectly aerated. You would have had your like chopper block, red gum, chopping board service. You're like, oh, I'm such a chuffed dad. Oh, really gets you going.
Okay, so back on track. There's been a lot of demand for the Herbert books,
which is I heard that today, and I was like, oh, it's actually a nice thought. My mum works for the Smith family, which is disadvantaged children. She said, hey, the Smith family would be happy to take those books off your hands. And I will have to call her back today and say, sorry, Mum.
Sorry. I think they've all been spoken for.
Yeah, our listeners are. They're rabid. And they've left no... But, like, I suppose, these are still going to good homes. People still want them.
Why don't we put 2 aside for the Smiths family?
Yep.
There's a couple left, so...
People went full. I don't know if it's because we lit a fire under people and were like, hey, we need to know by tomorrow, and everyone's just like going gangbusters.
Well, I think rough numbers, I think we had about 45 copies. I think about 30-ish have been spoken for.
Yeah.
So if you want to get your hands on one, email blb@novaentertainment.com.au. If you're in Melbourne, please come and get it. if you're interstate, just make sure you put your address so that we know where to send it to.
Yeah. And as we said, there's 2 that have been spoken for, 35. So just probably roughly 10 left.
Yep.
And it's first in, best dressed.
And the Gabba Goodbye is still happening.
Yep.
We're just not going to talk about it as much until it gets a bit closer to the date.
Because it's still a month and a bit away.
Yep.
What's it? 5 weeks.
Yep.
5 weeks away. And if you don't know, we're on next week, and then we're going away for 2 weeks.
Yep.
We're on holidays.
Yep.
And then we'll be back, and everything will be the same podcast-wise, but our radio show will be on 2 hours earlier.
Doing Drive. Hopefully with Drive, we can try and get some new Pod Squad members and podcast listeners.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, it's just, I suppose it's a different time people are in the car.
Yeah.
We're not really getting the after-work crowd as much, maybe a little bit, but mainly I think, well, unless you work late or it's like you're going out to do something else, I like to think we get people going to netball training. That's what we get.
Yep.
6 to 8 p.m.
Yep.
To be fair, we get a lot of cracking calls. We get some unbelievable calls. We love our show. It's good.
We should make sure that if any new members join the Pod Squad, that the current members, so the people who are listening right now, just be super welcoming and up and about. So they're like, wow, what a community.
Look like a cool space.
Yeah.
Let's not rag.
Kind of like when when you'd have friends visit and your mum would be like extra on.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, like, wish you were this nice all the time, Mum.
Yeah.
And Belle will hopefully be back tomorrow, but disappointing for her because I believe there's some GYG coming in.
Yeah.
We do know she loves free stuff and free food.
Yeah.
But I've sort of been turning my head a little bit. I don't know if it's been snaffled already, but I was hoping to get my hands on some of that famous street corn. Be nice.
I think that's discontinued.
No, you keep saying that. You keep peddling that, but didn't we?
That's been they don't sell it. It was a limited time thing.
Didn't we look it up the other day?
I thought we did, and it was discontinued.
Jack has left us a note on the screen saying GYG will be a bit later. Okay. And is the street corn? Can we look that up? Is street corn still going? We don't want to spread disinformation. I've already spread enough.
It does feel very Joe Rogan with Jack on the computer.
Yeah, I love it. I've already spread enough misinformation.
Jack
on this.
has got the screen in the studio up.
But he's in a different room.
He's
right
in a
now.
different room, but he can hear the podcast being recorded, and he's using Google to keep us updated.
Look at this. I think it's still there. I thought we looked it up because you said that, and then the must-have side.
Yeah, see, 4th of February.
At GYG,
It's not on the current menu.
Is it not?
No.
Can you go our food and check see if it's on?
It's like the Yumbo from McDonald's.
No, that was the Hungry Jacks, the ham.
No, that was McDonald's, wasn't it?
The Yumbo was HJ.
Oh, now we've got to Google that.
Sides and desserts. There you go, street corn. It's on the menu, pal.
All right, I'm wrong. You can get it still.
And I don't want to do you dirty, but the Yumbo, I cannot forget that burger full of loose ham.
Can we search the Yumbo, please, Jack? I'd swear the Yumbo was Macca's, but yeah, okay, maybe it was Hungry Jacks.
Shaker fries, they're the ones that normally come in and out. But Yumbo.
Yumbo. No, just search Yumbo burger. Yeah, there we go. That looks like, that third one there looks like Hungry Jacks, doesn't it?
Yeah, Hungry Jacks reviews. So it was from the 70s.
Fistfuls of ham. Yeah, but then they
Why the F would they bring? Like, I'm sorry. I'm a fan of Hungry Jacks, but some shit should be left in the past.
Yeah.
And the Yumbo is one of them. There's certain views people have that should be left 100 years ago and certain burgers, and the Yumbo is one of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... I like ham as well. Yeah. Not as much as Scudda, but I like ham, but I just don't... I don't know if I could tackle a Yumbo. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Then again, I was a fan of the sub dog, which around the same time was... I do like when companies... Like, surely there's a little bit of the talkability. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, whether it's good or bad, people are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it.
We should do the World Cup of fast food.
Yeah, like...
what's the word? Fat. Yeah, like
limited time.
Limited time only menu options.
Yeah.
I reckon it'd be, surely the grand final would be the Yumbo versus the sub dog.
Yeah, for sure. The sub dogs, it had legs. It should have the sub dog tasted better than you thought. I was also very unhealthy at the time, and I was like, I ate a few of them.
All right,
okay.
we should probably wrap this up.
Or should we just, yeah, we probably should, but Jack's just looked up the list of like the best things. So KFC did a banh mi in 2025, in March 25. How did we miss that?
No.
Newcastle. Wow. What else we got here? The Zinger Nachos, Shrimp Tackle Box, Popeyes. We don't even have Popeyes, do we? Chicken Katsu wrap.
Oh, look at that. The Whopperator.
Holy
so
shit.
This was in Poland, so it's Poland's version of HJ's because it's Burger King. The Whopperator is 6 patties.
That would hurt.
On a burger.
That would hurt eating that. I had 2 Whoppers in Europe on New Year's Day. So how I brought in the year, I had 2 Whoppers at the Bruges Burger King.
Well, you're a double Whopper kind of guy.
Big time.
Yeah, and I like the single.
Or the McRib. Never had one.
That's what Simpsons did a whole episode about it.
The McRib.
Yeah, because it was so good they did a whole episode about how
Is it good, do you reckon?
I mean, anything from Macca's is pretty good, right?
So true. Yeah, good stuff. It's been a fun little episode.
It's been good.
Talked blood, talked books.
Yep.
Talked McRibs.
Yep. Got a little bit like off track, back on track.
Yeah, we're talking about Jeremy Frimpong's.
I think before I started talking about chopping boards, we were on something and I've forgotten what that was.
Probably.
Some sort of tangent.
Talked about chicken chops for a bit.
Yep.
It's all covered off.
Yep.
Good stuff.
All right. Get your RSVPs in if you want to come to the Gabba Goodbye. Also, make sure you get your dibs in for the Herbert books because they're almost all gone. Bye.
And that's it!
Liked that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.